Yeah, go ahead, Eddie.
Okay, so thank you, guests. Thank you, Toastmaster officers. Thank you for attending our meeting today. Thank you to our guests. We got so many wonderful guests joining us today. We thank everybody, Rapunda, everybody that is joining us today. You know, AJ joining us all the way from India. That we got a lot of guests from around the world here. So thank you for that. And of course, we got to thank our charter member, right, who make this possible. So thank you all for coming to our meeting today. As an entrepreneur, right, owners of business, choices are always ahead of us. We all make decisions tonight to join in on this meeting. And we need to value our time because time is one resource we cannot get back regardless of how hard we try. So time is very, very important to us. So I see that we got guests from all over today, right? We love to have you join us as one of our charter members. Please reach out to me, Cohen or Barat, if you're interested in joining us. So we could also follow up with you after the meeting. So in a recent article that I was reading from entrepreneur.com, owner needs to make choices all the time, and choices that you made determine the future path of your business. You need to give yourself permission to try to be an entrepreneur and make choices on your own future. You might not realize these choices that you made are the right choices, but you have to push on, right? So trust yourself. Planning is another way to kind of overcome some of these fears, right? Plan for problem, plan for changes, right? We always have to overcome some of these differences that happen. COVID, anything could happen, right? So plan for these changes. Don't just plan for problem, plan for solution to solve that problem. Practice makes perfect, right? So we all know that having our own business is not an easy task. You know, a lot of us on here are entrepreneur. We own our own business, and it's something not easy to actually accomplish. So the more you do, the more you learn. So therefore, you know, Toastmaster is one of the perfect way to kind of practice your communication skill. You know, that's one of the reasons why I joined. And hopefully, for some of you that's not charter members of our club, hopefully you could join us and practice. So as part of our agenda today, we have Susanna, who is a coach, a trainer, an educator. She's going to teach us about innovation of career assessment without breaking your bank account, right? $40. So I'm excited to hear about that. We also have our own very charter member, Maurice, will be giving her first icebreaker speech. So her title of her speech is Her Extraordinary Life, Extraordinary Ordinary Life. So I'm excited to hear about that also. So looking forward to hear you guys speak today. And back to you, Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you.
Thank you, President. Welcome, district officers. In fact, Club Growth Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Emily Ho is in the house. So other district officers, club officers, members, and guests, welcome to our fourth meeting. As the agenda goes, this is the introduction of roles. So I shall invite the various people who are holding roles today and give a very brief introduction of their roles for the benefit of others. So the first role tonight is our counter. May we invite back our president-designate, Eddie Wong, please.
Hi. So yes, tonight I will be counting R's from everybody, including myself. So hopefully I don't make too many mistakes by doing R's and Ows and different things to fill a word. So hopefully I'll do my best to count everybody's. Thank you.
Next up, we have our grammarian, and she is the VPM from SETM Toastmasters. And she will be introducing to us her role as the grammarian today and perhaps the word of the day. Fiona, please. Fiona?
It's okay. Can hear?
Yes.
Okay. So hello, everyone. I'm the grammarian of today. it is my responsibility to place close attention to all speakers regarding their language use, and I will report about the grammarian report at the end of the meeting. So I will also introduce the word of today, which is conciliatory. It is an adjective meaning to win that person to your side or restore others' attitude from negative to positive. In another word, we can use reconcile to mean the same thing. For example, I may say, as a middle sister, I behave in a conciliatory manner, which is natural to me. Or I will say, even though Peter doesn't like the fruitcake, he will still accept the conciliatory gift from his neighbor. So I hope today you will use more about this word. So back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Fiona. Fiona, for the benefit of all the guests here, could you type in the word of the day and use in the chat box, please? And
Yes,
everyone,
sure.
I believe today is Fiona's birthday. Am I correct to say that?
Yes, thank you.
Congratulations. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Let's quickly move on to the timer. May we have our member Deepa, please?
Okay, sorry. I thought I was the R counter. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I thought I was the R counter. I
Can
didn't
you
realize.
time for us, please? Would you be able to do so?
I haven't. Sorry, Cohen. I haven't looked at the role of a timer at all. I thought I was the R counter.
Okay, no problem. I will handle that. I will
sorry.
be Rupender ji, can you be the timer for us? Can anyone from the house be the timer today?
Because I haven't done the timing, so I don't want to mess it up.
No problem. It is our mistake. Anyone on the house can do the timer. Manju, you are the evaluator, so you can be okay.
Deepa, we could switch. If you like, we could switch.
Can we have Eddie?
I can be the I can be the R counter, Eddie.
Perfect. I'll be the timer.
Okay,
so
great.
timer, Eddie, can you introduce your role as well?
Okay, as the timer, I will be timing everybody's speech today, and I will be timing all the speeches and provide you a report at the very end so that you understand how much time you used during the time that you were speaking.
Thank you. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you. Next, we have the general evaluator. May we invite our Club Growth Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Emily Ho. Please.
Sure. Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the evening, Cohen. And good evening, everyone. Nice to meet all of you. And it's wonderful to join today's meeting in Founders Toastmasters. And the role of general evaluator is to evaluate anything that hasn't been evaluated yet. So this could include evaluating the evaluators, evaluating the table topic evaluators, and also the facilitator's role, as well as the general overall operation of the whole meeting. So I'm glad to share my thoughts at the end of the meeting. Thank you. Back to you, Cohen.
Thank you. Thank you, Emily. Now let's quickly move on to the prepared speech section. And in fact, that is the highlight of today. We have with us today, Susanna Wong. Bharat, can you highlight her, please? Spotlight her, please. She will be the workshop speaker today, and her topic is really very interesting. This is advance your career with just 30 Hong Kong dollars a week. Wow, I wonder how you can do that. She's doing this as part of the level 5 speech, and it is to prepare to speak professionally. This will be a keynote speech on choice and change and how your career can be advanced with just $30. So come take away from Susanna 3 major tips to embark on a completely different journey. Now, a little bit more about Susanna. Susanna is, wow, it's a long list of accomplishments. She's a member of the Global Training Consulting Community. Is a certified global Master Trainer of NLP. Oh, I love to learn that. And she is also a certified hypnotherapist. I would also want to learn that. And certified DISC trainer, DISC, and certified human behavior consultant. Wow, she has 20 years of coaching, training, and consulting experience in various sectors, a visionary leader, and is a director currently of LL Training and Consultancy in Hong Kong, Hypno Edge USA, and Charisma in China. She's the Vice President of Training and Development and Labor Relations Specialist LLC US, and an executive coach. In Toastmasters, she is a distinguished Toastmaster, having served as the division director, club president, and she has won at various club contests at the club, area, and division levels. She was the founding president of the Professional Trainers Toastmasters Club. With that, we would love to bring our attention to Susanna. Susanna, please.
Hey, good morning from Texas. How's everybody today? I would like to make sure that I can see some of you. So if you can switch off your video, that would be great, so that I can see all your beautiful faces instead of me just talking to myself, but I'm fine with that too. So if it's okay, please switch on to your video. Who wants to advance your career? I want to. Okay, looks like not a lot of people want to. And what have you done to advance your career? I'd like to invite everybody to share your thoughts in the chat. What have you done to advance your career? You want it, so what have you done to advance your career?
What have you done? Chat. Chat. Gallery.
To look for job opportunities.
Okay, so Kiki said to look for job opportunities. And we have in the chat saying learn more. Any more?
I think that we need to continually read about new stuff to update our knowledge. You know, the world moves really, really fast. So I think keeping abreast of new developments is very important.
Yeah, I like that. It's always good to keep track of what's going on out there. And we have Fiona saying advanced skills needed. We have another guest saying Jay saying certifications, definitely. And then we have Deeper saying branding, for sure. And Tanissa saying skills and study. Well, very insightful tips. Looks like you guys actually don't need me sharing mine anymore. So we have Eddie saying learning and networking. My career advancement journey has been surprisingly fast and fascinating. Sometimes when I look back, it feels like a dream. Especially the first time I heard someone telling me, Susanna Wong, I want to be like you. I was totally flattered, but at the same time, very emotional. I was emotional because in the first 30 years of my life, my goal was to stay invisible. But now someone wants to be like me. Just want to make it clear, it was invisible, not invincible. I didn't want to be seen. But to be exact, it was a huge internal struggle. On one hand, I want to be seen. I want people to know that I'm talented. On the other hand, I don't, because I don't want to be judged. Did someone share similar experience before? I wasn't a shy person. I was eager to share with my close friends, but at work and with strangers, I was always the last person to speak. Or if I had a choice, I would prefer not to say a word. Even if I had ideas, I wouldn't speak up. I had a limiting beliefs like, the more I talk, the more mistakes I make. And I should talk less and work more. And when I'm invisible, I won't get into trouble. So how can someone like me advance a career? Will you give opportunities to an invisible person? Oh, if yes, I'm going to work for you. And in the end, I suffered from poor management and leadership for years. There were countless times that my supervisor stole my ideas without acknowledging me. But I blamed no one because I made the choice to stay invisible. I guess later, the universe didn't want me to live a life like that. 2013 was a very critical year of my life. At that time, I always hang out with a group of ABC, BBC. We called us the usual suspects. And out of 6, 3 were Toastmasters. Every time when we are out for dinner, they talk about things that I don't understand. Evaluators, ad counters, timers, and they are unstoppable. They can talk about Toastmasters the whole night. As a non-Toastmaster, I seriously have no clue why it's so exciting. Why is there so much to talk about? I was like, come on, guys. Don't you have anything else to talk about? Do you have nothing else to do in your life apart from Toastmasters? And out of curiosity, I visited a Toastmasters club on my own. It was a huge breakthrough for me. I sat quietly at the corner of the meeting room and observed. And to my surprise, I think this is fun. Why? Because you have the whole stage yourself, and now I have the whole virtual stage myself. Once you're on stage, you can be whoever you want to be. It's such a great platform to inspire and to influence. I see endless opportunities in this platform. And right away, I Googled how to join Toastmasters, download the form, and submit it. The vice president of membership was shocked and said, I was about to email you the form. You act fast. From that moment onwards, my life has been completely transformed. There are a lot of things I've gained from Toastmasters. And out of the many, 3 changes in me are critical. And I strongly believe that they are the core elements of my career success. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the long stories. Change number 1, dare to speak. You can choose to be a passive member or a proactive one. You can choose to deliver a speech targeting completion or challenging your limits every time. You can choose to just join a meeting, come and go, or connect with more members and even more members beyond the club. At the beginning, I was just a member. Come and go, didn't say much, didn't share much. But later, I pushed myself to connect with a few more members, and then a few more, and then with members from other clubs, other cities, and other countries. I didn't know since when I could just connect with people very easily. No matter where they're from, what they do, who they are, I found it very natural to speak my mind. How far can Toastmasters bring us if we make good use of this platform? Once you are a Toastmaster, you hold the key to the doors of all Toastmasters clubs. When I travel, I visit clubs. At first, I attended a meeting as a guest hiding in the meeting room. Then I volunteered myself as a table topic speaker. Later on, I decided to email clubs in advance to ask for a speaking time slot. And eventually, I asked for the opportunity to deliver workshops. Without really knowing who I am, they gave me the stage to speak for 1 hour. Because of Toastmasters, I got the opportunities to speak to different audiences and in different parts of the world, Asia, Europe, and the US. It was really challenging, but extremely fun. We can choose to do the basics. At the same time, we can choose to challenge our limits. Guess how that's affected my performance at work? Naturally, I started speaking up in meetings. I felt so natural to speak to clients at work and connect with colleagues in other departments too. I wasn't afraid to speak to my boss anymore. Why? Because I had enough practice. I was confident in myself and what I could offer to the team. Was I afraid to share my ideas anymore? Absolutely not. When I asked to present my ideas in other organizations, I was happy to do that. When you dare to speak, you have millions of opportunities. Very soon, my boss wanted me to sit in almost every meeting to share my viewpoints. Who should I thank? Toastmasters and myself. If you're not a Toastmaster yet, ask yourself, which organization in the world provides you such a platform that you can train your interaction skills with others in such an extent? If you are a Toastmaster, ask yourself, how much are you making good use of this platform to really sharpen your communication skills and to build your connection internationally? Advance your career tip number 1, dare to speak. Change number 2, dare to lead. You can choose to be just a member in Toastmasters or to do more and achieve more. That's what I said. I was just a member at the beginning, but very soon an opportunity was presented to me. I took it without knowing what's next and became the Vice President of Education. And that marks the start of my leadership journey. And then became club president, founding president. And before I left Hong Kong, I was a division director. And now I'm a division director again in the Founders District in a country that is new to me. Why do I do all these? Is it that I have nothing else to do? No. Because being a speaker is really very different from being a leader. Being a leader enables you to test how good your communication skills are. Can you motivate your team to reach the goals? Can you inspire your team to go the extra mile? Can you lead your team to make a difference? I had a very strong leadership belief after my Toastmasters leadership experience. If you can motivate a group of volunteers to go the extra mile, you can motivate anyone at work. Toastmasters has trained my servant leadership well. I always say, we serve, we excel. How did this affect me at work? Naturally, I wasn't afraid to lead anymore. I know how to chair and facilitate a meeting. I know how to handle a conflict in a conciliatory manner. I know how to work as a team. I know how to motivate my team and a lot more. I was invisible at work. But you know how many people I was leading when I quit my job? Have a guess. You share in the chat box so you can unmute yourself. How many people do you think I was leading before I quit my job? We got a good guess, 50. What else? From an invisible lady. Before I quit my job, we have one guess saying 50. Any other guesses? 100. Ooh, okay. I guess if I stayed in that company for a little bit longer, that will work. 5,000. Yeah, one day. It was over 50. And during the peak, I was leading ACE teams, doing all sorts of projects at work. People's skills are transferable. Skills that we learned in Toastmasters are totally applicable to other aspects of life. If you are a Toastmaster, ask yourself, how much are you making good use of this platform to be a leader who brings high value to everyone around? If you're not a Toastmaster yet, ask yourself, which organization on earth enables you to learn to be a leader at your own pace? And most importantly, allows you to make mistakes throughout the journey. I would like to take this opportunity to remind everybody, Toastmasters or not, Toastmasters' motto is where leaders are made, not where public speakers are made. When a leadership opportunity is presented to you, say yes. Remember, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Advance your career tip number 2, dare to lead. All right, so Susanna, what else can you talk about? You talk about dare to speak, dare to lead. Is there one more tip to go? What could that be? Change number 3, dare to create. Once again, you can choose to do the basics, follow what's already there, or you can innovate and invent. Create a Toastmasters journey that you want. When I was the club president back in 2015, we saw the need to provide more training to members. Every month, we invited trainers to conduct workshops to enrich members' Toastmasters journey. We also saw the benefits of sharing good practices. Every month, we organized joint meetings with different clubs. Other clubs got inspired too. And then they had joint meetings with clubs in other cities and other countries. Now, not on Zoom, face-to-face. Can you imagine flying the whole crew to another country just for a Toastmaster meeting? We also held a very big scale of joint social events, grouping community, events, and corporate clubs together. Toastmasters is one big family. What's more, we saw the need to start a club that focuses on workshop presentations. Together with a group of like-minded Toastmasters, we chartered Professional Trainers Toastmasters Club. And I saw one of the like-minded Toastmasters here today. I still remember the team was bold enough to organize our own conference on behalf of the club, having 9 training workshops in one afternoon, attracted more than 100 guests to attend. And you know what happened next? Other cities in China followed us. Now there are a lot of trainer clubs in China. I'm sure what I mentioned just now is nothing new anymore. When you dare to create, you don't just create something new, you create a trend. When I was a division director in Hong Kong, I left a legacy too. I always tell my team, Toastmasters or not, what legacy do you want to leave behind? How do you want to be remembered? And now being a division director in the Founders District in the US, because of Zoom, we are able to gather Toastmasters and guests from 10 different regions in 25 districts in one single division council meeting. It always seems impossible until it's done. Do I need to do all these? No. Do I have nothing else to do? Of course not. You can imagine how much time and effort is involved. But you have no idea how my capabilities and skills have been expanded because of all these creations and hard work. The more we create, the more we learn and grow. And the person who benefits most from doing all of these is who? Is no one else. It's me, myself. At work, I started creating new things too. First, I made changes to the existing system. Then I created completely new projects and programs that shocked everyone, including myself. I still remember one year on my appraisal form, my boss wrote, Susanna Wong, the most valuable staff in the company. If you are a Toastmaster, have you made very good use of this platform to create what you want in your Toastmasters journey and bring more value to others? If you're not a Toastmaster yet, ask yourself, which organization in the world gives you so much space to create what you want? Advance your career tip number 3, dare to create. 3 keys to career advancement from me today. Dare to speak, dare to lead, and dare to create. Among these three keys, actually, there's one thing in common. I wanted to pause for a moment. What is that one thing in common? Among these three keys, there's one thing in common. Yeah, the dare. That's the trap. Yay. Oh, it's a daring. Very good. Toastmasters. All right, thank you, Chi. True, of course. It's a daring. But most importantly, one common key is to bring value to others. How much value have you been bringing to others? You may be thinking, oh, Susanna Wong, it must be a long journey. No, not at all. My journey from the invisible to visible was actually very short. I joined Toastmasters end of 2013, and I was regarded as the most valuable staff 2 years later. In 2016, I decided to quit my job and start my own company. And in 2018, I moved over to the US and started from scratch. In 2020, I started another company in mainland China. How much are you willing to pay for this transformational journey? How much are you willing to pay for this? Well, I just paid $30 a week. I was once invisible. Without Toastmasters, would I be able to start my own business in 2016? I don't know. Would I be able to stand in front of 400 people to do a workshop later? I don't know. Would I now be able to lead people from different parts of the world? I don't know. And would I be able to meet you all today? Maybe. I just know that if I can do it, you can do it. The next time, if you want to be like someone else, don't. Be unique, be you. And remember, this unique transformation journey is just $30 a week. Now, people ask me, why am I still in Toastmasters? I said, because I see what you don't see. I see limitless opportunities to grow, to learn, to serve, and to have fun. Ladies and gentlemen, make very good use of this platform to speak, to lead, to create. And the Hong Kong dollars, $30 will work is magic. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Susanna. Thank you. Wow, really? $30 a week. That's like if all of you who are Toastmasters will know that we just pay dues to TI for $90 a year. So indeed, for $90 a year, this is like, as Susanna said, a tremendous platform. And I would like to add that is the notion of bringing value to people. I see Toastmasters as a force for good. You can improve yourself, you can help others, but indeed, together, we can help so much more the people who need our help. So thank you very much. We have, later you have your evaluator speak, give your feedback. May we have 1 minute to write any, I mean, we're not gonna take 1 minute, but everyone who wish to give feedback to Susanna, you can type in the chat on Zoom, privately or publicly, that's fine. We'll now quickly move on to Nerys, our new member, and she is doing her icebreaker. And her speech.
Susanna?
Yes, Deepa.
Susanna, I really like the way you modulate your voice.
Deepa, you can type in the chat. You can type in the chat. Yeah, this is not feedback
I thought
time.
we could speak. Oh, sorry.
Okay. So Nerys' speech is about connecting the dots between her experience with public speaking and extraordinary life. Your speech, Nerys, is 4 to 6 minutes, and your evaluator is Manju. So are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Start?
Okay, you may begin.
Okay. As a parent, do you remember the first 6 months after your baby was born? Have you or your spouse lost a parent? Have you ever relocated to the other side of the world? If you've had any of these experiences, I'm sure you will agree that at least at some level, they're all very stressful. Now, can you imagine what it would be like to go through all these things within 6 months? This is the story of my life in the months prior to my husband, daughter, and I moving to Hong Kong. I recently told this story as part of a webinar that I delivered to senior HR managers in the finance industry about how companies can better support their employees who have caregiving responsibilities in the workplace. Afterwards, I doubted whether this very extraordinary story resonated with anyone in my audience. I thought I really should have asked a Toastmaster. My parents told me that I started telling stories as soon as I could speak. At the age of 5, I had my very first public speaking engagement. I participated in a pageant for Little Miss Carnival. I was wearing an outfit that my grandmother had made for me. It was a 2-piece outfit that was supposed to make me look like an elderly lady dressed in our traditional attire. I got on stage, and just as about the moment that I was going to start delivering my speech, the sound system made this horrible screeching noise. I looked up and saw my mother jumping out of her seat and waving at the organizers to complain to them because she felt that her little girl was being disadvantaged by this technical error. My mother did not have to worry because despite this initial hiccup, I managed to successfully deliver my speech. And even though I was the youngest participant, I actually managed to win the popularity prize. That same year, I started primary school. Education was in Dutch because Curaçao, where I'm from, is a former Dutch colony. But at home, we spoke Papiamento, which is my native language. I remember giving my very first oral presentation in school. It was about my cat, Misha. I don't remember what I said, but what I do remember is how embarrassed I felt afterwards because of the deeply underwhelmed looks on the faces of my classmates. I thought my confidence in speaking publicly, and particularly in a different language, would never be the same again. At the age of 18, I started a whole new chapter of my life. I moved 5,000 miles away to the Netherlands to study at university. Once I completed university, this new chapter would be characterized by the many career changes that I made, but also the many different moves. This was in stark contrast with the very ordinary, stable, and predictable life I lived at home. My parents never moved house, and between them, they only ever changed employers once. In university, my fear of making grammatical and language errors would stop me from participating in group discussions. So I guess you can imagine my surprise when 2 weeks after I finished my master's, I received a phone call from my professor and then head of department offering me a part-time role as a junior assistant lecturer. I was flattered and I welcomed the opportunity and the challenge, but at the same time I thought, oh my God, did she not notice that I never spoke in class? Or is she assuming that because I'm pretty articulate on a one-to-one basis, that somehow this would translate to me being able to present? Once again, my fear of making mistakes would silence me. And this was a big problem because it was my role to lead group discussions, but also answer the questions that my students had. And my students clocked onto my discomfort because once I remember one of them whispering loudly to the person sitting next to him, I'm here, but I'm not here. I carried my fear of speaking publicly and in a foreign language with me to the UK when I moved there to be a social worker. But luckily, that job required me to speak a lot to clients, answer the phone, speak to professionals, and even present clients' cases in court. This helped me to overcome my fear. Now, I'm not too worried about speaking in English in public, but I still always second guess myself when it comes to the content of my stories. And this is why I joined Toastmasters. Because thanks to the many career changes I've had and lots of the challenges I've had to overcome along the way, I have a wealth of experience. And as a career coach, I believe that if I'm able to tell my stories in the right way, they have the power to inspire others to make choices and decisions that can enable them to successfully navigate their careers, regardless of what life throws to them. I hope that my journey to becoming a better speaker starts right here, right now. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you, Nerys. Now, as we all know, the icebreaker is a speech to introduce yourself or the speaker to the club. What I felt was that you are indeed not a, you're already an accomplished speaker as you share with us your story. Indeed, I'm sure this club and the Toastmasters platform can continue to hone your skills better in public speaking. Thank you. And just like the previous speaker, please give feedback to Nerys in the chat box, please. Thank you. So now let's quickly move on to, oh, we are done. So it's break time now, okay? The next segment is a break. Let's have a short break of say 3 minutes. Let's get back at 8:16. Of course, if those of us who wants to stay, you may stay and chat to each other. Thank you. This is the time usually when Bharat will come in and say quite a few words, but it's a bit quiet today.
I'm tired.
Yeah, it's okay. It's good to see a few people that I know. Karen from Professional Trainers. Who else? Is it Praveen?
Yeah, Praveen is from Hyderabad.
From Hyderabad. Kiki, the past president of, or one of the past presidents. Irene, of course, our past division director, H. And I have Karuna.
Karuna, you met with me in one of the, in the Manulife, near the Manulife, we met him.
Ah, yes, at a cafe.
He's our prospective charter member and finally has managed to come in after 8 months.
Right. I see Ricardo. Ricardo, are you in the US right now?
Thank you very much. Yes, I am.
Oh, which part?
I'm a part of TikTokers in Newport Beach, California.
In California. TikTokers, that means you do your Toastmasters meeting using the TikTok. Is that sorry, I don't know how that
No,
works.
I just had a TikTok, just listening to the clock behind.
Right.
Time out.
I see. The focus on time. But of course, everyone is just enthralled with you know, the app TikTok.
Yeah, but actually we're sponsored by the Irvine company. That's the reason why it's TIC, the Irvine company. And definitely very good. We have a fantastic venue. We have a room with whatever you need. A good platform to conduct the meetings. Beautiful.
That's great. After the pandemic, one of the things I want to do is to tour US or the Toastmasters Club. That's one thing.
And actually, that's what I'm doing. With all this Zoom, I've been visiting clubs all over the world. This is the best platform right now, the Zoom platform. You can go and visit so many clubs. I visited around 35 clubs all over the world.
That's great. Good to see AJ. AJ, Yes, we had a chat recently. Guess Anurag. Anurag, where are you from?
Hi everyone, I'm from India. I'm from Pune.
Okay.
And thanks to Bharat for inviting me. I got to know about this club and glad to be here.
Are you a Toastmaster?
Yes, I am a Toastmaster. I'm from Toastmasters for Pune Entrepreneurs.
Oh, wow, another entrepreneurs. We have a lot in common and would like to learn from your experience how your club is run.
Sure, look forward to it.
Right. I see Lam Lam. Who is Lam Lam? Would you like to introduce yourself quickly?
Hi everyone, this is Lennis. I'm from the Hong Kong Kowloon Club. It's my pleasure. Yeah, it's my pleasure to join the meeting tonight.
That's great. That's great. I haven't visited your club. I would love to visit. So if you would like to share your club meeting or in the chat, I can give you my contact. I'd love to visit sometime.
Kowloon Toastmasters is my home club in Hong Kong. Better go.
Oh,
huh?
wow. Wow. Yeah, there you go. Send me the contact. I'd love to go. Yeah. Yeah, as Susanna said, I'll just have, finishing this up before we continue. One of the things I've done as a Toastmaster is that I visited, I don't know, more than 1,000, more than 100 clubs, but more than 1,000 plus meetings in my 15 years as a Toastmaster. And it's not Zoom, it's physical meeting. I go down to clubs around the world. Every time I travel, I'll like Susanna said, I'll send an email and say, hey, I'm coming to town. You got any speech slot for me, or I can take any roles? And that's how I learn. I learn from the best clubs, best speakers around the world. So that's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. It's 8:18, 2 more minutes over time, but let's move on to the next segment. And it is the exciting table topics. Today we have Naveen as our topics master. And Naveen is a globe-trotting Toastmasters because he used to travel a lot, like I do. He is a bilingual Toastmaster of English and Hindi clubs. He has been a Toastmaster for more than 10 years. And he enjoys Toastmasters so much, as we all do, to deliver and listen to speeches. And he has served as various leadership roles in Toastmasters, and is an active member in District 80 and District 41. District 80 is in Singapore, 41 in India. Can we have Naveen, please?
Good morning, good evening, and maybe good afternoon to all my dear friends and fellow Toastmasters. It's always a pleasure to attend Toastmasters Club's meetings anywhere in the world. And today, I came to know from Bharat, Toastmaster Bharat, that the theme of the meeting is choice. So I just read something about choice just today morning. It is said that life is like a road. There are long and short roads, smooth and rocky roads, crooked and straight paths. In our life, many roads would come our way in our journey throughout the life. Like as any road, there are corners, detours, and crossroads, but perhaps the most perplexing road would be when you encounter the crossroads. Whoa, with 4 roads to choose from and with limited knowledge, where would you go? Which road would you take? You really do not know until you take it. There are no guarantees, and this is one of the most important things you need to realize about life. So friends, choices matter. So today, the theme is choices, and that's what the table topics is going to be all about. So let me just tell you briefly what are table topics. Table topics are short impromptu speech in which not only the Toastmasters member, but even the guests are encouraged to come and participate and to deliver a speech or to speak on the topic for 1 to 2 minutes. And the timing sequence is going to be that you need to speak for 1 minute, and there's going to be green light or green card, which is going to be shown to you. At 1 minute, 30 seconds, it's going to be the yellow card, and at 2 minutes, it's going to be the red card, after which you shall get 30 seconds to wrap up your speech. And I would encourage all the speakers to use the word of the day, which is conciliatory, as much as possible in your table topic speeches. So right now, I've got a few line of speakers who are ready to deliver, who are ready to speak on the table topic. The first speaker whom I would like to call is Toastmaster Kiki Chow. Toastmaster Kiki Chow, are you there?
Oh.
Yes, all right. Okay, let me just share my screen. Just give me a second. All right. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, clearly.
Yep. All right. So your topic, Toastmaster Kiki Chow, is you're not born a winner, you're not born a loser, you are born a chooser.
Okay,
So I would like
thank
to speak on.
you, Naveen, for the inspiring thoughts. Yeah, so every one of us is born with a piece of white paper. I think this is what we agree with. Like when we were born, there we had nothing but a blank piece of paper. We had nothing to lose, and of course, we had nothing to win at that time. Well, and when we grow up, a lot of factors affect our growth. For example, the environment that we live in, like maybe living in the US versus Hong Kong, our thoughts will be different, our culture will be different. So, and this affect our choice of, and also our peers, parents will affect our choice as well. But once I grow up, I find that I have a lot more choice. For example, my jobs, like even I had a professional degree in healthcare, it did not limit my professionals, like that I had to be a nurse or a doctor. I can choose my path. For example, I would like to specialize in public speaking. I would like to specialize in leadership. And I found my path in Toastmasters. I had the so-called career in Toastmaster picked by being a past president and an area director. I expand my network, and by doing the leadership roles, I knew more people and I learned more. For example, by joining your Toastmaster club. Okay, that's why we need to broaden our horizons and let us have a life that we could choose. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Kiki.
Thank you. That's wonderful, Toastmaster Kiki. Now, moving on, the next speaker whom I would like to call is Toastmaster Ricardo Paslag. Toastmaster Ricardo Paslag.
Thank you. Yeah, Pasalacqua, that's fine. Thank you very much. You can call me just Ricardo. Thank you very much.
Sorry for the mispronunciation.
No, don't worry, Mr. Toastmaster. It's okay.
All right. Okay, so the topic which I shall be giving to you is being miserable is a habit. Being happy is a habit, and the choice is yours. Being miserable is a habit, being happy is a habit, and the choice is yours. Toastmaster Ricardo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. It's a moment that you have to reconcile your thoughts and think if you really want to be miserable or you want to be happy. Dear Toastmasters and guests, I made that choice a long time ago. I was married for 2.5 years and I was not happy. And it is your choice to be miserable or to be happy. At that moment, I made the decision to be happy. And I thought, I don't need nobody in my life to make my life miserable when I can make my own life miserable, happy, miserable myself. And that's the reason why I got divorced. You have to move on in life. You have to find that happiness. If you're not happy, definitely that will project in the way you relate with everybody else. In my life, I learned a valuable lesson, and that valuable lesson is to be surrounded by people that are always happy and that are going to be projecting something positive in my life. You want to be with somebody negative, chances are that you're not going to be happy. You're going to be all the time in a bad mood. You're going to be always criticizing everybody. Or you're going to be, oh my God, it's too hot. Oh, it's too cold. Complaining about every single thing in life. Being happy is having a big smile, no matter if the day is cloudy, if it is raining, if it is sunny. Project that happiness to everybody else, because that's the way to live life. If you want to be miserable, I'm sorry, you're not going to go that far. You're going to be happy. I guarantee you will be longer, and you will project that happiness to everybody else that is around you. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Ricardo.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ricardo. That was a wonderful speech. Next, for the same topic of choices, I would like to call Toastmaster Valika. Toastmaster Valika Sweeting. Valika.
Thank you.
Yeah, Toastmaster Valika, would it be possible for you to switch your camera on so that we may all see you?
I'm not in a camera-ready place, so unfortunately, not at this time.
All right.
So apologies for that.
All right. Okay. So let me just share the topic for you. Just give me 1 second. Okay. So your topic is a negative mind will never give you a positive life. A negative mind will never give you a positive life. Toastmaster Valika.
Thank you. A negative mind will certainly never give you a positive outcome, simply because our thoughts become our actions behaviors, and that impacts those around us. And so when we begin with negative, that is the starting point for everything else that comes after. And I feel that negative thoughts, negative circumstances are all elements that you can use and leverage for learning to turn into positivity. As our speakers mentioned earlier, it is a choice. And it's a choice about a lesson, and it's a choice about how can we turn this negative thought, this negative circumstance into something valuable, into something that we can all learn from, and something that we can benefit from moving forward. And so I definitely agree with the statement that a negative could never release the positive outcome. However, it does start the journey of looking at your impact on others, your behavior, and simply how do you live your life? How do you make your choices? And how do you impact those around you? And so when we look at negative versus positive, I hope that everyone would choose to focus on learning, focus on lessons, and focus on the positivity. Thank you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Valika. That was a wonderful message which you gave us for choices. Now next, I would like to call Toastmaster Karuna. Toastmaster Karuna, yeah, TD Karuna.
Oh, 1 minute, I'm a guest, but okay. Anyway, go ahead.
Right. Okay, so guest TD Karuna. Yeah. All right. Okay, so the topic which I have for you, just give me 1 second, is life is all about making choices. Always do your best to make the right ones, and always do your best to learn from the wrong one. Life is all about making choices. Always do your best to make the right ones, and always do your best to learn from the wrong one. What do you have to say about this?
Okay. Life does throw a lot of choices, but having lived life, we know that many of the choices are made by life. We get to live the choices that the life chooses for us. sometimes along the way, we do get to make some choices, but most of the time life throws choices at us and gives us a choice to live by. And sometimes when we do get a chance to make choices, we do make a choice. It might be the right choice or it might be a wrong choice. We never know, because once a choice is made, your path is set and you're going to go forward in a certain direction. And moving forward in that direction, you never can come back and say, oh, the choice was wrong or was right. Every choice that we make, even if we make or if life chooses, it's always the right choice. There's never a wrong choice in life. Life moves, it's a journey, and experiencing the journey is what makes life interesting and happy for all of us. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Wonderful, Toastmaster Karuna. You've given a wonderful perspective. Okay, so next, I would like to call to speak on the table topic is Distinguished Toastmaster Ajay Hiraskar.
Sure.
Okay, Toastmaster Ajay Hiraskar, your topic is forgive others, not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve peace. Forgive others, not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve peace.
Thank you, Table Topics Master, for that wonderful topic. It brings back memories of an Ajay 10 years back. An Ajay 10 years back that went, ooh, I hate that guy. He really messed up something in my work. I'm never going to forgive him. I will make sure that I repay this back to him in more ways than one. Unfortunately, that behavior was only leading to me wasting my energy, wasting my tranquility, and I was the one who was affected even more than the person who was supposed to be. And it took me a long time to realize that this is not the way that I can live. I needed to reconcile myself to the fact that if I need peace, then I should forgive. It's not an easy decision. It's not so easy to implement, and it's definitely not easy to live up to. But like they say, why are we on this earth? We are on this earth for one and one purpose only: to be at peace with our surroundings, to be at peace with our life, to be at peace with what we have. And how can we ever be at peace if we cannot reconcile ourselves to this reality that our peace is determined not by how others look at us, but how we look at everything around us and how we look at ourselves? So, my dear friends, forgive those who might have wronged you. Forgive those who might have tread your path and broken into something that you valued. Because if you do that, you will be more at peace with yourself. You will go further in your own inner as well as an outer journey, and without really increasing your blood pressure as well as your diabetes. Back to the Table Topics Master.
Wonderful, Distinguished Toastmaster Ajay. You gave a wonderful point by the conclusion. All right, so next, I would like to call Toastmaster Prabhat. Toastmaster Prabhat, are you there? Can you hear me, Toastmaster Prabhat? Okay. Okay, I guess he's not there. Okay, so I would like to take a call upon Toastmaster Surbhi. Toastmaster Surbhi Agarwal, are you there?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Would it be possible to switch your camera on, if it's all right?
Actually, I'm driving and sitting in the car.
Oh, okay. All
Please
right.
pardon me.
Okay, that's all right. Okay, so your topic is feed the mind a positive seed in the morning and harvest the reward all day. feed the mind a positive seed in the morning and harvest the reward all day. Toastmaster.
Naveen, sorry. Is it convenient for her because she's driving right now? It might be not a good idea.
All right. Okay. Okay. Are you driving at the moment? Okay. So, is there anyone else?
Okay.
Let's ask another guest, please.
All right. Okay. Is there any other guest who would like to volunteer for table topic?
How about Deepa, our member?
Okay, Toastmaster Deepa. All right. Okay, so I shall give you the same topic. Just give me 1 second.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you show it to me again?
Yeah, sure. So Toastmaster Deepa, your topic is feed the mind a positive seed in the morning and harvest the reward all day. Feed the mind a positive seed in the morning and harvest the reward all day. Toastmaster Deepa.
It is said that well begun is half done. So if you start something well, the chances that you will get a favorable result are much higher. So if you plant a good seed, a healthy seed, then the chances of a healthy plant blooming, having flowers, giving fruit, and being all around useful to everybody else is much higher. So I think even in the morning, when you start your day, it is absolutely essential to do some exercise, because then your entire mind is relaxed, and then you also de-stress yourself, and you're able to spend the rest of your day benefiting from that little bit of effort that you put in the morning. And it is not enough just to plant a good seed or to have a good habit. It has to be something that you do in a regular way. It is something that you have to, if it's a seed, you have to keep watering it. If it's a good habit, you have to make sure that you follow it all the time. So all in all, it is absolutely essential to start things in a good way, to start things in a right way, so that as you go along, you're just building up on a strong foundation that you have laid. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepa. You gave
Naveen,
a wonderful...
I think...
All right.
Sorry.
Yep. Okay, with this, I believe the time is over. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So with this, I would like to conclude my table topic session, and I would like to hand it over to the presiding, to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Table Topic Master Naveen. I think you really selected the very suitable topics, all about choices, which is the theme tonight. And indeed, making choices in life is, I think, a very difficult thing to do. As Ricardo mentioned, you chose a partner. Do you choose to continue or do you not choose to continue? You chose to start up a business. Do you wish to continue or not continue? These choices are what defines you as a person and your career. Now let's quickly move on to the next segment, which are the meeting reports segment. And the first item on the list is the table topics evaluation. And it is hosted by distinguished Toastmaster Irene Kwok, past Division H Director. Are we ready, Irene?
Oh, yes. I don't know that it will be so quick. All right, never mind.
Yes.
First of all, I would like to congratulate our table topic master, Naveen. He has prepared the session so well. I like all his questions, which are quotes on the topics of choices. And also, I like the way that he have linkages between the people, between the speakers, giving them a very positive feedback. For example, you give a wonderful point. You gave us a wonderful perspective which is very pleasing to the speaker and give them more courage to carry on to their table topic speaker next time. Now, coming to, about the PowerPoints that he gave. Because it is a quote which is quite long, I would suggest that he underline some of the key words, because most of the words are the same. But the key words for something like pleasure, and then okay, what is it? Winner, loser, and then things like that. So all those key points should be underlined so people can understand more. For speaker one, Kiki Chow, she talks about you are not born a winner, you are not born a loser, but born a chooser. She gave us immediate jump into the question, and she gave us her own story about being in the different fields of health provider, and also her choices in Toastmasters International. All right, I like all the way that she presents her story, but there's one point she has she has missed out, and that how does she have any failure? She has always been a winner. She has always done all her parts well. How can did she have any failure in her life? Maybe we want to know about that. Okay. The second speaker is Ricardo, and the question is being miserable is a habit, being happy is a habit, and the choice is yours, right? Comparatively, Ricardo, he jumps into the answer and tell us that we must not be miserable. We mustn't be miserable because that won't bring you far, and to be happy would be wonderful to everybody. Yes, perhaps he can elaborate a little bit more with his own story, how his miserableness brings him a little bit of failure, or how his happy attitude will bring him along a better life. Right? The third speaker is Valika. It is about a negative mind will never give a positive outcome. And she starts with negativity versus positivity, and it is a choice to move. Yes. So that is focused on, and she encouraged just people to focus on positivity. And I know Valika is a very renowned Toastmaster and leader. Maybe she can tell her story, how she leads people with a positive mind and where a negative mind will fail, right? Next one is the speaker, Karuna, and the question is, life is all about making choices and make the best from the right one. All right, again, it is a little bit, yes, she gave us the answer how to make, making the right choice will make us happy. Again, maybe she can also elaborate with her story or somebody's story to show us how this is really true. Next speaker, 5, Jay, and I like especially the way he looks at the camera and the hand gestures he shows, which is really very pleasing to all of us. And his answers more deep into it, and that is forgive others not because they deserve not because they serve, but you deserve peace. I like the way that he says, if you don't forgive others, your blood pressure will also increase as well. And yes, again, maybe sharing some stories will make it more compelling and interesting to the audience. And then speaker 6, Deepa, is about talking about feed the mind a positive seed in the morning and harvest the reward all day. I like this topic very much. And then, okay. Yes, again, the goods. I like the way she says how you water the seed and then you get the fruit at the end of the day, and essential to start in the right way. All right. Maybe also try to talk about something. There's some way of tackling is that you talk about the past, the present, and the future. So what happens in the past to you, what is the present, and how you will do it in the future. Maybe you can make it the story more interesting. So all in all, I enjoy the table topics very much and all the speakers' responses. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Irene. Thank you very much for your table topics evaluation. I've missed out on the evaluation part. So let's get back to the evaluation for the speakers. We have our first evaluator for our first speaker. The evaluator is Chi Ao. Chi Ao is the current Triple Crown champion for Division K, and he will be representing our division for the table topic contest next week. Chi Ao, are you ready?
Oh, yes.
Okay, the floor is yours.
Where's the timer? 1 second. We do this properly. There we go. Let me pin the timer. There we go. Give me 1 second, Jeff. 1 second. You gonna do this with me? No? Okay. Sorry, my son was about to crash this, so I'll see if we wanted to join. All right, let's do this. Ambassador Susanna of Toastmasters, your keynote wanted me to give you $30 and the rest of it for such an informative and engaging speech. You basically took us on a journey whereby you engaged us by shaking us, turn on your cameras, gave us thought-provoking questions about our career. Later on, you gave us engrossing stories about how you was invisible and then became visible. You used the technique of story point. You dared us and then gave us a story to basically ensure that we remember your points. Now, I want you to give me that $30 back because I want to give you 3 major tips on how you can go from visible to unmissable. We begin with the opening. In the opening, you gave us 2 stories. Now, the 2 stories were indeed very interesting, engrossing, saying that a little long. It had me at the edge of my seat. I almost fell off because I was waiting so long for the first tasty tip. So my recommendation to you is keep it to 1 story. Keep the opening short and short enough whereby it just has our attention, and then you can get on with the body of your keynote. Moving on, engagement. You engaged us with asking about, right, tell us about what you think about this in the chat. Now, an opportunity for you is you could have taken us to be your assistant. You could have given us the question and said, hey, Eddie, do you think my head is too big and too big for my body? I think, okay, don't use that. But my point here is do not be afraid to bring the audience in and verbally answer some of your points. It will boost up the energy within your keynote. Following that is the emotion. You have a voice that we can all listen to all day. The emotion scale that you exhibit probably falls between this line and this line. It's sturdy, it's safe, it's solid. Now, I would have liked you to take the opportunity to inject a bit of exaggeration. For example, when you found out that you was the MVP of your company, you could have said, wow, I felt I was on cloud 9. I went to the moon and back. Little tasty morsels like that to inject a little bit more energy, to give us that roller coaster effect, would have taken your emotion and our attention to the next level. So Susanna, Ambassador of Toastmaster, you gave us a great demonstration of the story point technique. Now, if you remember to open with something a bit more punchier, whereby the engagement took us in a bit more and the emotion took us more on a roller coaster ride, I would like you to give you more of my money, because I would like to see how you can become from visible to unmissable. Just take my money. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Chiao. Evaluating for Susanna. Okay. Can we have the next evaluator, Manju? Are you ready, Manju? Okay, the floor is yours.
Choices and decisions we make help us guide others to make choices and decisions for their life. I wish to congratulate my speaker, Nerais, for delivering that awesome clarity, clear speech. Nerais, congratulations. You have completed the first project in Toastmasters and you have just started a journey, a lifelong journey, I must say. With the clarity of in your diction, your clear voice, and the way you modulated your emotions, the variations of your tone were quite impressive for me. I felt you were quite an advanced speaker starting on a new journey in your life where you are not familiar, but you are taking it to a greater level, definitely. To enhance your learning and to challenge you to a greater level, I have 3 recommendations for you. The 3 P's, I would call it. The 3 P's. Number 1 is the pace of your speech. I could follow it, and I would say as you were more closely a native English speaker, I felt so. But when you're in an international crowd, you may find speakers who may not be really native English speakers. So you may have to pace it out a little bit, especially in a virtual setup. The second P is there were a lot of opportunities in your speech, especially it was a story about you, to enact, to emote and connect deeper to the audience. Use the power of pauses. The power of pauses to connect more deeper to the audience. Number 3 recommendation is the package of your story. You had a nice story and you ended by saying my journey as a successful speaker begins here right now. This is a story about you and how you organize matters as in your objectives. So one suggestion would be to connect your conclusion to your opening. You started with the incidents in your life. One more sentence at the end, the conclusion would have enabled you to connect back to your opening of your speech about the incidences in your life. So packing. So in summary, the 3 pieces will help you to a greater level: the pacing, the pauses, and the packaging of your story. Good luck to you, Nerais. All the best. I'm sure you will be a great speaker, greater speaker. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Manju, for your evaluation of Nerais. I'm sure she took a lot back tonight. Let's quickly move on to the next segment, back to the meetings report. We will have the R counters report from Deepa, please. Deepa?
Yeah, I know. I just unmuted myself. I'm not as organized as Nerys was when she was the counter. I have a notebook, unlike that lovely Excel sheet that she shared with us. I will start with Eddie. Eddie doesn't use the word "are." He didn't use it at all, but he uses the word "right," which is his substitute for "are." He used "right" 7 times. And Cohen, you have used, I am using the word "are." I just heard myself using it. Cohen, you have used the word quite a few times. About 8 or 9 times today, maybe more. Then Emily Ho, Susanna Wong didn't use the word at all. Most impressive. Nerys didn't use the word at all. Praveen used it just once, right at the beginning. Kiki Chow used it 5 times. Ricardo didn't use the word at all. Velika used it twice. Karuna, you used the word thrice. Irene used it about 13 or 14 times. So that's my R counter for today.
Thank you very much, Deepa. That was a detailed report. Thank you very much. Can we move on to the timers report, which is Eddie, please?
So we have, let me go through my Excel. So for Susanna, your time of today is 21 minutes and 52 seconds for your speech. So Nerys, your speech today is 5 minutes and 51 seconds. So right below the 6-minute mark. Naveen, we have first speaker, Kiki. Your table topic speech went 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Ricardo, yours went 1 minute and 57 seconds. Velika, yours went 1 minute and 37 seconds. TD Karuna, 1 minute and 4 seconds. AJ, your went 2 minutes and 16 seconds. And Deepa, yours is 1 minute and 35 seconds. So Irene, your evaluation went 7 minutes and 10 seconds. Chia, your evaluation went 3 minutes and 37 seconds. And Manju, yours went 3 minutes and 10 seconds. So thank you so much. Back to you, Table Master.
Thank you, timer. Chiao, I really need to whip you a bit. 3 minutes, 37 seconds. That is unbecoming of a champion. I hope you will really do better next week. Let's quickly move on to the next report from our grammarian, please. We are delighted to have Fiona from SCTM Toastmaster. Fiona.
Thank you. So I learned a lot from all of you about the good use of word today, including the word of today, conciliatory, which used one time by Susanna in her speech. I remember she say in conciliatory manner, while others use another word, reconcile more. So I will read one by one the good use of word today, including embark on a completely different career journey, challenge your limits, come and go, millions of opportunities, making good use of platform, sharpen your skills, willing to pay for transformation, start a whole new chapter in your life, welcome the opportunities and challenge, wealth of experience, navigate their career, journey of our life, born with white paper, nothing to lose, project happiness to everybody else around you, leave the choices, wasting the energy, reconcile to facts, to reality. Choice defines you and career. Wonderful perspective. informative and engaging speech, body of keynotes, bring audience in, roller coaster effect, radiation of voice, and the power of pauses. And there is some good use of sentence structure like the parallel structure, including, on one hand, I want to be seen. On the other hand, I don't want to be judged. Some limiting belief like talk less, work more, we serve, we excel. Don't just create something, you create trend. Willing, and then the more we create, the more we learn and grow. And also start a good way, start a right way. Invisible to unmissable. So that's all for my report for the grammarian of today. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Fiona. Indeed, we come to Toastmasters meeting to learn from each other and not just from a particular evaluator, because we all can speak and we can all learn from each other. Let's quickly move on to our general evaluator. May we have our CGD Distinguished Toastmaster, Emily Ho, please.
Yes, thank you very much, our Toastmaster of the evening, Cohen. And it's so nice to participate in today's meeting and hear lots of speeches by every one of you. So in my session, I'm going to evaluate anything that hasn't been evaluated yet. So my evaluation could start from the time when, before this meeting starts. So I would like to say that I have received the agenda a few days in advance to this meeting from Barack, and I thank him very much for giving me a good preparation, understanding about the whole rundown of today's meeting. And also at the beginning of the meeting, I also see that you guys invite all the guests and participants to join earlier so that you can mingle with one another before the meeting starts. So this is a very great start of the meeting. And then the meeting starts by having the welcoming remarks by Eddie. So I would say that, well, President Eddie, you gave a very wonderful and encouraging starting for this meeting, because I love your energetic, positive, and cheerful tone at the beginning of the meeting to give a big welcome to all the participants today. You have a great smile, and you also give a great welcome inviting guests or other Toastmasters to join this Founders Toastmaster Club, which is a very, very great start. So I think Eddie has done a really great job. Thank you, Eddie. And next, we have our Toastmaster of the evening, which is Cohen, leading the whole program today. So I would say that Cohen is very experienced. He has led the whole meeting very smoothly with his very clear and precise tone throughout the whole session. The transition between each speakers are very well, and speakers and also the topics are well introduced. So there's a really wonderful job for all of us to learn from if you had a chance to become a Toastmaster of the evening next time. And since Cohen is very experienced already, I would say that there could be a little bit thing that you may also consider is that since you're more experienced, and today I noticed that the rundown is has overrun a little bit, and also the speech evaluation, I'm not sure if it is by intention or what's the reason of moving the individual speech evaluation to the back. So I think it could be handled even in a even better or perfect way. So this is one thing that I think Cohen, being an experienced Toastmaster, could manage even better. So, but all in all, I think Cohen has done a really great job and lead the whole agenda rundown very well. Thank you so much, Cohen. And then we have a few facilitators, which are very important for today's meeting. This includes our accountant, Deepa. So I would say that Deepa gave a very clear report, and also she gave a very clear and detailed report, which is very good. And making good use of the Zoom environment is that you may even consider having a written report, which is even more easy for all our participants to have a visual view about use of the unnecessary sounds. And also you may also think of having some suggestions how people can minimize their unnecessary sounds, or why people need to minimize the unnecessary sounds. For example, the importance is that we can speak more professionally when there are less like that. And also we could have some pauses if we really want to think about words. So this could be a one way. And then next is that our grammarian, Fiona. So similarly, I think Fiona gave a very good introduction about her role and give a very detailed report. And I also love the way that she tries to remind everyone to use the word of the day in the table topic speech. So this is a very good reminder. I think Fiona done very well. Thank you. And then let me see, the next one is our, our evaluators. So we have our table topic evaluation by Irene. I would say that Irene is a very attentive participant, and she was able to give very good suggestions as well, especially in terms of the content evaluation. She recorded what they mentioned in the speech and also give an evaluation about how they can restructure or add in the story, personal story to the speech to make it even more fruitful. And since Irene is more experienced, I also suggest that you may evaluate the speakers also in terms of their body language and also vocal variety, which you haven't yet evaluated today. So you may also consider evaluating this to give more insights to all our table topic speakers in addition. And then is our speech evaluators, our two speech evaluators. The first one is Chi O being evaluating Susanna's speech. I think Chi, of course, he's also a very experienced Toastmaster, and I love him using very engaging tone, very energetic, and he had a very good demonstration of the vocal variety in his speech, which is a very good role model for all of us to learn. And in terms of evaluation, I would suggest that I agree to all the suggestions that he made. And on top of that, I would also suggest that in evaluation, usually we said that we use an approach which is the sandwich approach, which means that we try to wrap up the recommendations in the middle, but then we start with something positive and end something with positive. And I would say that Susanna's speech is actually is one of the very best speeches as well, which I think we can also learn from. So I would suggest that Chi can also highlight some of the good points that what Susanna has done really well for all of us to learn from. For example, you can recap that Susanna have a really great and cheerful tone and how she tried to engage the audience, etc., so that we can learn what's good from Susanna. And then you add your suggestion about how she can improve in the middle. And then lastly, wrap it up with what Susanna has done really well. So we can wrap the whole evaluation in this way to make it even better, and also for all types of speakers, they will feel more comfortable and also enjoying when listening to the evaluation. But of course, I think Susanna is fine to receive the suggestion from you. But yeah, this could be an approach for all of us when we try to give an evaluation to speakers. And then lastly is Manju giving an evaluation to Nerys. So I would say that Manju, your evaluation is also very good. You gave you use a very calm voice to recap what she mentioned and also give congratulations to her, which is very great. And you may also consider is that because this is actually Nerys' first speech, and we always say that in the first speech, we try to evaluate by sharing what are the strengths that the speaker already have to encourage the speaker. So you may consider adding a little bit more portion about what Nerys had done really well in her first speech. For example, you can quote that, well, she can already speak in a very natural voice with sufficient body language, etc. So you can quote some of the good things that she have done. And then, of course, you can add a little bit suggestion what she can work on, and then end it up also positively. Then the whole evaluation will be even better and encouraging. And of course, we encourage Naris to give her second speech as soon as she can, and then can move up her Toastmaster journey very, very quickly. So all in all, I would say that today's meeting is highly professional, even though this club is not yet formally chartered, but I think the quality is already very good. So I look forward to the chartering of this club, and I invite everyone to join this club if you would like to further enhance your public speaking and also leadership skills in through Toastmaster, and perhaps advance in your career as well, as mentioned by Susanna, and also as part of the motto of this club of having entrepreneurial speakers, etc. So it's a lovely evening knowing all of you. Thank you very much. Back to you, Cohen.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. Now we have prepared for you a poll for our best table topic speakers and best facilitator for this evening. Could you, this is a Zoom poll. I'm sure you can see it, and give your votes, please. Yes, we have 4 more people of the 16 people here. Yes, everyone voted. Okay, it's now 1 minute, so I will end the poll now, and let's have a look at the results. Wow, so for, let's see, share results. Can you see? Can you see what I see? Yes. So I think the best table topic speaker goes to AJ. Congratulations. And oh, the best facilitator goes to myself. Thank you very much. Thank you. And the best evaluator goes to Chia. Although he overtime. Please do not do that next week, Chia.
I thought you disqualified me already.
Yeah, I wanted to. All right. Thank you very much. Let us pass the time quickly to our president-designate, Eddie, please.
So I'm gonna make this very short, since since I'm the timer, I didn't do a good job in actually keeping us on time. But I think we've done a great job in this meeting, right? Since we're not a charter club, I would love to invite all members that is still on with us to become a charter member. So please contact us. Transfer your Toastmaster membership from another club to ours if you like. But please, regardless, please join us and continue your path in Toastmaster. So thank you, Cohen. I think we can end it today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, President Designate. For those guests, if you find that our meeting has been helpful to you in one way or another, our club welcomes you a lot. We do need really professionals and entrepreneurs like yourself, or founders or business people. The whole idea is that our club is for networking and to improve on public speaking and leadership, so that this will enhance your own professional career or business. Thank you very much. Bharat would like me to hand over the time to him now. Bharat, please. The meeting is therefore adjourned. So we'll see you next meeting on the 28th. On the 28th. No, wait, 2026, I think. 26 or 28. Okay. More information will be out very soon. So stay tuned. So thank you very much. Those who would like to stay on may stay on for a chat. Bharat?
Yes, thank you so much. Handing back. I think Ricardo left and I wanted his feedback also. Anyway, we'll contact him. Susanna, you have been a great support. Middle of the night, you have been talking to me. Wonderful guidance all through. We are learning and we are sure we will follow all those advices you have given us. Emily, our district club growth officers and the PQD designate. Thank you so much. From October to here, I have learned a lot of lessons in my club sponsorship journey. I have here to introduce everyone to Ajay Hiraskar. Can you spotlight him, Cohen, please?
Yep.
He is going to be our club mentor. He was introduced to me by another experienced Toastmaster who is also here with us, GTM Rupender. Please highlight him also.
Yep.
So thank you so much, Rupenderji, for introducing another gem who has already spent 4 hours in the last 2 days guiding and coaching us. So thank you for Ajayji for agreeing to be the mentor of our club. He is offered to transfer his membership also, and we will keep it as a reserve till we go, as we discussed before, and he's always welcome to this club as a charter member, as a founder member, like that. So please, I will update from here what Cohen said, because there have been some challenges in our personal lives, this COVID situation and then some other situation which have been going on. Nevertheless, the Toastmaster always keeps the hat on with doubt and does a delicate balance act. He has to reconcile to the fact that no matter what happens, we will keep the show going. And that is what we did. So many hiccups this time, just because we were not in the fullest of our forms. But then we have so many other fellow Toastmasters who came up and supported us. So having said that, because I have been planning the meetings as the VPE designate, although I would like better to be at a lesser role because I have to organize a lot of things for the meetings as it is. The next meeting we are planning on the 18th and or 20th, subject to availability of the venue. The venue is a co-working location, a very beautiful location of entrepreneurs called We Start by Tencent. And it is sponsored by, VS Media, Tencent, K11 Group. All together, this is a very good co-working space to be there. So we are doing a demo meeting there on the 18th or 20th. We are and this would be an in-person meeting. Of course, we will have some of us, especially I would request Hiraskarji to give us a keynote speech on that day. I will try to make some hybrid settings also there. And then again, the 24th is the next meeting, which is a big one. Why it is a big one? We are so much pleased to be associated with the oldest club of Hong Kong. And that club is my role model. I have visited them in my 100 Toastmaster meetings till now, at least 10 times or 12 times or 15 times. And they have impressed me always. They are the Hong Kong Achievers Toastmasters, and they are hand-holding us. They are walking side by side with us to make sure we can launch our journey well. Jim is one of the members. Irene here is one of the members of Hong Kong Achievers, and they have been mentoring us like anything, and I am so thankful to them. So 24th, we will be in person, Niris and Deepa and me, and anyone who is in Hong Kong. And we will be setting up hybrid also. Although Jim taught me the hybrid, I am requested to be the Zoom master and technician that day. So that is the level of faith these guys have on us and the chance and opportunity they give us. With this, I have spoken too much. Please give me your feedback. Give us your feedback. Time may be limited, but the LinkedIn is not. Open your hearts, give us some comments and engagements there, which will bring us more and more members. Social media is the thing And this club will go around in the world, not only in Hong Kong co-working spaces, have joint meetings and make sure all stakeholders will have the best for everyone. Back to you, and everyone one by one. You can starting with Karuna, who was our guest, who we want to have as a charter member immediately. So have we succeeded, Karuna, today?
Yes, you dragged me in. Yes, I'm in. Thank you, Bharat. I enjoyed joining you. I'm sorry you've invited me many times, and I have had not been able to join on time. And thank you for inviting me again today. And I enjoyed meeting all of you. Thank you, all of you, and look forward to meeting you again. And thank you for pointing out I used the word in between my talking. So I will try and reduce the in between. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. May I give thanks? May I give thanks to Susanna and Fiona and Kiki. I'm very thankful in the sense that we look forward to have joint meetings with your clubs as well. Of course, the clubs outside of Hong Kong, we can do over Zoom. That's all I want to say. Thank you very much.
So Karuna, we are going to have this demo meeting right next door to you on VSAT in Kuntong, and I will invite you there. Another guest whose feedback is very important to me. I started my Toastmaster journey this year being an area director, and I was entrusted with the responsibility of being the area director of Morgan Stanley. And believe me not, Veleka was there, the president of Morgan Stanley, and I didn't know, I don't have a corporate experience, and I did build a trust with her. So Veleka, thank you for supporting us, being here today, and I would really love to have you as our chartered member. So your comments and feedbacks for today's meeting, please.
Thank you, Bharat. It's a pleasure to be here and to support you and Cohen and the team. Toastmasters, I have a long history with, going back more than 10 years. And so I'm very happy to support you in any way that I can. I am supporting the online club for Greater Bay. So I'll have to see how that works, but definitely I'm eager to do more. I'm involved now in a lot of different personal projects, but for my own professional development, I do want to kind of pursue more of Toastmasters and get back into the groove, so to speak. So thanks so much for having me today. It was a pleasure. I loved the meeting. I thought it was run very well. The evaluations were very effective, even the feedback for the speakers. So I thought it was very well done. I'm looking forward to attending more in the future. So thanks again for having me.
So thank you, Veleka. I understand Greater Bay also is a new club which is being chartered. I hope that you will be able to divide your time. Let's see how it goes, and Cohen would be following up with you. Shally, one president she has not spoken throughout the meeting. Can I have your feedback, please? Shally, are you there? Oh, Rupenderji has to leave, but before you leave, Rupenderji, your feedback, please. And thank you for introducing Ajay to us.
Well, you're most welcome. And I would say that you've got probably the best mentor you could. For information, Ajay actually convinced me to go in for division director in 2017-18. Of course, I let him down by not going for division director, but hey, I made up for it by going to Chicago, where I represented my district in the International Speech Contest semifinals. For feedback, I have just got one, and that relates to your registration form. It asks for a lot of details. I think you should just stop at the email address, because I have seen instances where people enter the wrong phone number, and then because they can't remember their club name, and believe me, there are people who do not remember their club name, and they will misspell their club names, and you will end up with a lot of junk that you don't want. So just keep it very simple: first name, last name, and the email address. People who are interested will reach out to you via email. Once you email them, they will reach out to you. People who are not interested, well, they are not interested. They will give you fake information. So Just keep that registration form simple. Other than that, no feedback. And with that, I have to run. I mean, I have to walk, I have to crawl, whatever. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
So thank you, everyone. I think anyone in from our Eddie, your feedback, please.
No, I think we've done great today, you know, so, you know, we messed up the schedule a little bit, but I think we've done okay. You know, I didn't do such a good time to keep the time in place, but we try our best, right? So, you know, I'm glad to have everybody here. I think I got to go also. My kids is going to go to sleep. So thank you so much, everybody, and thank you for joining the meeting. Please contact us if you're interested in joining. Thank you.
Neelis, any feedback from you before we close?
No, nothing from me. Thank you. It was a great experience again. Thanks for encouraging me to do it.
Wayne, anything for me?
Shelly, anything from Shelly? Shelly is not there. Shelly, are you there? Macau? From Macau? No? Okay, she's not there. Valika, I really want to catch up with you. For those of you who don't know, Valika helped me a lot on a workshop that we conducted for the district, and that's the workshop by Lak Doli, the past international president. She got her team together, very efficient. That's how I got to know Simon and the rest of his team now. So thank you very much. So I'd love to catch up with you sometime, Valika.
Yeah, definitely. I'll reach out, Cohen. It would be good to catch up. Thanks.
Yeah.
So good night, G. Bye-bye, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you for support.
Thank you.